Hi boys and girls, I thought I'd just show a quick video of how to make a version of the classic board game Snakes and Ladders, which I'm sure you've heard of. If you do have the board game, please have a go still, because it's a nice activity to get all the family involved. There's plenty for adults and kids to do. So what you will need for this is a piece of plain paper. Could be white, could be any other colour, whatever colour you fancy or what you can get your hands on, as long as it's plain and roughly A4. You need a ruler, marker pen, colour pencils, bit of sellotape, bit of cardboard, which could be from a cereal box or a shoe box, as long as it's plain and roughly this size, and scissors, which you may or may not use, but if you do use them, please get an adult to help you. Okay, so we're going to start off with our paper landscape, and we're just going to make lines in it using our ruler and marker pen. Okay, so the lines want to be roughly this wide. I will show the camera so you can have a better look at what I'm doing. And you want the lines to be roughly the width of this ruler. Okay, doesn't matter if they're not exactly the width of the ruler or if they're not all equal, as long as you do some nice straight lines from one end of the page to the other. That's the main point. I want you to do it all the way down the page. As I said, I have got a sample to show you, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. And then what you want to do, once you've done all your lines, turn the paper so it's portrait and do the lines again. Same thing, just from one end of the paper to the other, about ruler width. And as you can see, I'm starting to create squares, which is what you want. Okay, and you want to go all the way to the other end of the paper. Okay, so I will show you a version of what I've made so you can get an idea of what you need to do. So this is what it would end up like once you've done all the squares and you've numbered them. Now, as you can see, I've done the bottom left square as square number 1, which is my start square, and the amount of squares will vary, so it doesn't matter. I have 70 squares, but you could have a different amount of squares. And the end square is 70, and it's got the word finish on it. And how you want to number them is you just want to start from the bottom left, go all the way along, go up, continue on, continue on, continue on, go up. So it's like a snake. It's like you're snaking across. And I've used my colour pencils that I have here to draw some snakes and ladders. Now I've drawn 3 snakes and 3 ladders, green ladders and purple snakes. They all start and finish in different areas of the board. You could do as many snakes or as many ladders as you want, and you can start and finish them wherever you want. The more snakes and ladders, the better. But I've done 3 just to make it nice and simple for you. So that's what the board looks like when it's done. So if you've got a dice, you're more or less ready to go. But if you don't have a dice, because I've prepared for that, because some people don't, that's where your ruler and your cardboard and your scissors and sellotape come in. So what you want to do is create 6 squares, equal squares in a T shape. Again, I will show you when I'm finished. Now, the squares I've chosen to do are all 4 centimetres by 4 centimetres. Okay. Now, with this, you do want the squares to be exactly the same, because we are making a cube. So we want it to be exactly the same all the way down. By the time you've finished, right, 2 more lines. Okay, by the time you've done your shape for your dice, it should look something like that. 6 squares in a T shape, all exactly the same height and width. Okay, so use your scissors to cut that out, and it will look something like this. Ta-da! Now, before you start bending and sellotaping, you want to put your numbers on now, because it's easier to do it now. So you can either do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in number form, or you could do the classic die way, which is just the dots. So I'm going to choose to do the dots. So I'm going to do 1. Could do these anywhere really. I mean, I know dice have a specific way of doing it, but I don't think it really matters. So putting the dots on, last one. When you're finished, it should look something like this. Dots. Okay. Now I'm going to bend them along the lines. As you can see here, I'm going to bend them like this. This is why it needs to be cardboard, because if you had a bit of paper to do this, it wouldn't really be robust enough for purpose. All right, so that's the dice. Right, so now I want the sellotape. To put it together. Just one along there to hold that edge, and then you want another going from here. Well, as long as the sellotape's clear, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's your dice. Okay, nice and simple. So if you know how to play Snakes and Ladders, fantastic, you can get going. Otherwise, I'm going to give you a quick demo. You need player pieces. So again, you can use anything you've got in your house. In my case, I've got a lip balm, got a piece of toilet pasta, got a clip, got a little stone from the garden, a little magnet from my fridge, which is a bee. And everybody starts at number 1. You can have as many players as you like. Roll the dice, da 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 da. Okay, it's landed on number 5. So I will move 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the whole point is to get to the finish line, which is in my case square 70. Going along, everybody goes in turns until you get to the finish line. And the point is, if you land on a square like this one, number 6, you go up a ladder, which brings you up to 24, nice big jump. But if you land on a square, for example, number 42, that has a snake, you have to slide all the way back down again. So it's the person who gets to 70 the first out of everybody. And that's how you play the game. And it's a nice, quick, simple game. It takes lots of teamwork and you can do lots of creativeness with the colours, etc. So I hope you've enjoyed my tutorial on how to make and play Snakes and Ladders, and stay safe. Thank you.